In Java, basically there are two types of data types. The first one is the primitive data type that we are using since the C++, and second one is the wrapper classes, that is the non-primitive data types. So let me discuss about the primitive data types, and these are, if I say the primitive data types are, these are we'll start from the byte, okay, here, a short, int, and then long, and then double, float, double, and here you can see the Boolean 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, byte, short, int, long, float, double, Boolean, and char. So these are the data types, and each data types store the specific type of values. For example, here if we go with the up to the byte, short, int, and long, this is basically you hold the integers. That means a whole number. And here if we talk about this two, that is the float and double, these two holds the floating point integer, floating point number, it is a fractional number. And Boolean is here to store the two values, either it may be true or false. And the last one is the char, that used to store the character. Let us take an example of integer. Suppose I'm having an integer, let's say int width, width, and comma, let's say length. All right, and let's say their values are, I've used a width here, its values are 20, and length, and here let's say the length, let's say the 50. And now here suppose I want to do some kind of calculations. That means I want to find out the multiplication of these two numbers. It's pretty simple. You can use third variable, let's say is the area, okay, and here width multiply by length here. So here you can see now we can use a system.out.println, and here I'm going to concatenate it. So you can use the string area is, and I want to show the variable, so you can use plus operator and it will add it to this string area like this. And now when I run it, here you can use, let's say, the Java application, and here you will see the area is 1000. So this is about the integer. The same way you can use a float. Let's say I'm having a float f, and let's say its value I will take 3.14. Now it will give an error because by default in Java the float value, that is the fractional values, are treated as a double. So you need to explicitly say it, okay, it's a float like this, or you can use capital F. So this will define, okay, we are using a float, okay, and then you can do your calculation. Let's say the double, I will say D. You didn't need to do this for the double because by default it is double. Now let me say a long, there's a long L. Here you can see the long L. Let's say I'm using the 100. Now it will find, okay, it will take it as a long. Now here I will use here the short byte. Let's say B here, it is also an integer but with a different range, so I will use something like this. And now you can also use a short, it's come with a different range. I will show you what are the ranges of all these variables. So here let's say S, here you can use something short, let's say the 200. All right, and now here we already have a long, float, double, and let's say Boolean. Boolean is used to either take a true or false value, and a char is used to use a single character. Let's say ch here, let's say a, so this will be a. All right, and here Boolean, let's say is true any variable because b is already declared. So these are the variables that you can use. Now in the next chapter we will talk about what is the ranges of this variable and what will happen if you try to initialize the one variable of a particular data type to the different variable, another variable of a different data types.